This example looks at adding and multiplying complex numbers that have both real and imaginary parts. So here we have three complex numbers, Z1, Z2 and Z3. In part 1 we're being asked to add Z1 to Z3. When we add complex numbers, what we need to know is we add the real parts with the real parts and the imaginary parts with the imaginary parts. So in this example, Z1 is 2 plus 3i and Z3 is 1 plus 5i. Looking at the real parts, we have 2 plus 1 is 3 and the imaginary parts 3i and 5i is 8i. So the answer is 3 plus 8i. In part 2, we're being asked to multiply two complex numbers. Multiply Z2 by Z3. Complex multiplication is very like algebraic multiplication. We're expanding these two binomial brackets by multiplying each part by each. We might use an array if you wish to organize this multiplication. Whatever way we do it, there are 4 individual multiplications required. When I multiply 3 by 1, I get 3. 3 by 5i is 15i. Negative 4i by 1 is negative 4i. And negative 4i by 5i is negative 20i squared. Now, I squared is a really important result. I squared is equal to negative 1. So this means negative 20 multiplied by negative 1. When you multiply something by negative 1, it changes its sign. So this becomes plus 20. It becomes a real number. So the real parts are 3 and 20, and the imaginary parts are 15i and negative 4i. So again, adding real with real, imaginary with imaginary, we get 23 plus 11i. And this is the solution. In part 3, there's some multiplication and division going on. We have an option here. We could multiply out the bracket first and then add, but it is probably easier to do our addition, what's inside the brackets first. So we have Z1, which is 2 plus 3i, and that's been multiplied by the sum of Z2 plus Z3. So Z2 is 3 minus 4i plus Z3, 1 plus 5i. So simplifying the second bracket, we have real and imaginary parts. We have 3 plus 1, so the real parts are 4, and 5i take 4i. The imaginary parts are 1i or I. And now we're going to multiply out the brackets. Our 4 multiplications will be 2 by 4 plus I, so that becomes 8 plus 2i, and 3i by 4 plus I becomes 12i plus 3i squared. Now remember, I squared means multiplied by negative 1, so that becomes negative 3. So adding the real parts, we have 8 minus 3, so that's 5. And the imaginary parts are 2i plus 12i, which is 14i. And that's our solution.